Hey friends, you might have heard it already. We at Checkly released our new monitoring as code workflow and it enables you to code, test and deploy your entire Checkly monitoring setup. And you heard that right. Testing is now part of the Checkly offering using the Checkly CLI. In this quick video, I want to show you how you can use the Checkly CLI to run your Playwright end-to-end tests from any location on this planet. So let's get into it. What I have here is a quick Playwright test that is in homepage spec.ts and lives in a checks directory. It navigates to checklysq.com, it checks for a correct status code, and then it tests that the title is what we expect it to be. I can now always go to the terminal and I can do npx playwright test to make sure that my end-to-end test over here is working properly. And usually you would write your end-to-end tests on your local machine and then deploy them or run them in your CI/CD setup to guarantee that your preview deployments and your production deployments work correctly from this particular location. But the thing is, if you're shipping globally, you might want to check that your websites and web apps are working from anywhere on this planet. And to do that, you can use the Checkly CLI. This project over here is also a Checkly CLI project. So when we have a look at it, you will find that there's a Checkly config.ts here that is configuring the Checkly cloud. And here you already see that we can define multiple locations to run all our API and end-to-end browser checks from. And thanks to the browser checks test match property over here, we're automatically picking up Playwright tests that are available under _checks and match the spec.ts file pattern. So what I now can do is I can go back to my terminal and I can do npx checkly tests. And what happens now is that this is now kicking off a headless browser run using Playwright in EU West 1, which is Ireland. And you see that this is now checking that this website is working from a different location on this planet. If we want to, we can also change the location and test it from, for example, South Africa here, if that is what we want to do. So this is a very nice way to test that your preview deployments are actually working from anywhere, and especially with all this fancy edge handling that we're now getting into, I think this is a handy addition. But then if you want to level it up a notch, you can always do npx checkly deploy to turn your end-to-end Playwright tests in actual monitoring. And how does that look like? So what you see here is a end-to-end Playwright test that runs in the Checkly cloud, and it will run on a schedule so that I can be certain that I don't have any production issues right now. It also captures a lot of details over here. So you see here the Playwright test case, some network details, some statistics. And this is just a beautiful way to make sure that I am shipping with confidence and I know about issues before my customers will give me a call or hit the support channels. If you want to know how to get started with the Checkly CLI, you can always go to checklysq.com/docs/CLI. We have an extensive guide on how to get started with the Checkly CLI and monitoring as code. And we are super excited to learn what you think of this. Start shipping with confidence. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. And I'm Stefan from Checkly, and I will talk to you very, very soon again.